Hello, I'm Oscar. I'm a Royal Derngate art leader, and I'm with
Adam,
who is the director of Holes here at Royal Derngate Theatre. So, first question that I've got for you is, can you explain your job in one sentence?
That's really hard in one sentence. A director's job is to pull together all the different elements as a production and make them cohesive.
And what is your favourite part about being a director?
Bossing people around? Not really, Oscar! I like producing exciting theatre that I think an audience are going to find funny and entertaining and thought-provoking.
And what's the hardest part about being a director?
The hardest part is sometimes you have to say no to people. So if you're auditioning actors, you have to say no more than you get to say yes. And that's the same with like designers and lighting designers and composers and all other creative team members.
And what advice would you give a young person that wants to get into this industry and like direct theatre?
I think expose yourself to theatre as much as you possibly can. So read plays, watch plays, join a youth theatre, like just get stuck in, because the more experience you have, the more you're going to learn.
So how did you become a director?
So I actually started as an actor, which is what quite a lot of theatre directors do. Decided I was rubbish at it and I didn't like people looking at me, so that was a bit awkward. So then I thought what else I could do, and I started directing, and I worked up my way from being like an assistant director, and I became an associate director, a resident director, a revival director, and then I became the director.
So did you have any kind of like specific training, or did you just kind of get in with different companies and then work your way?
So when I was starting out, there weren't really directors training courses, although there are some now. So you sort of got into it a bit more by training as an actor, and then you started to understand like the kind of techniques of acting, and then you'd put that into play as a director. And the best way to learn at that time was by being an assistant director and watching how other people do it. And then you pick the best bits of what they did, left out the rubbish bits, and then formed your own way of working.
And like, why theatre? Why not TV or film or like radio? Why theatre?
Well, it's not for the money, because you get paid more directing TV or film. I think there's just something a bit more exciting about it being live. You sit there in the audience and you get a live response from the audience. And if something's working, then you get laughter or tears or massive applause. And if something's not working, you get yawns and the seats flipping up as people exit. So you know immediately whether you're doing your job well, and then it sets a challenge as to how you can improve the show the following night.